Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today, as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips on how to get better, and I'm gonna be giving you like a lot of different tips, not just a couple. I would say anywhere between like 7 to 10 tips, little things you could do to get better, and just simple things that could just make you a better player, like right off the bat. So make sure you guys leave a like on the video and sub if you haven't already. I guarantee you, if you take what I show you in today's video and just use it, you will be better by like a significant margin. You're gonna get better at the game. And obviously I'm a pretty good player. I'm not the best, but I know the tips and tricks, like just little things you can do in every Call of Duty game just to take you to the next level and just get better. What was that sound? Jesus, I never heard that before in this map. But anyway, so first thing, obviously you got to know how you want to play. I'm sure most of you guys know this by now. Like, what guns are you better with? ARs, SMGs, you know what I'm saying, snipers, whatever you use in public matches or in comp, whatever. So just know the guns you're the best with and have the good classes for them. So for example, the Maddox, this is the class I would use for the Maddox. I don't use the Maddox, but this is what I would use if I had to use it. And you could take off dead silence or trophy or something, I don't know, whatever. That's generally the thing for the Maddox, and I have a tip just for this gun in specific later in the video. This is what I usually use. The SOG, this is my gun, this is the class I use for. I use this in respawn, search, anything. This is the class I use for the SOG. And like I said, make sure you have the right attachments and perks that combine to make you the better player that you could become. So if your aim isn't that good without grip, make sure you use grip. If your aim is good without grip, don't use it, you know. If you play better with dexterity, use dexterity. You guys get what I'm saying. Make sure you figure out what makes you better in a way to make your class perfect for you. And so the other thing, other than the class that's very simple and is important, is your settings. So controls, this is my sense. Sometimes I play on 7.7. I'm actually going down to 6.6, 7.5. I just feel like it's much easier for me to use. I don't really even have to warm up. I could just get on and just beam right away with the sensitivity. It's super easy. Make sure you try this. Your aim will get better like instantly. I know some people playing 1 because they're worried about Modern Warfare and wondering if it'll have a setting like this. But don't go over 1. Don't go below 0.5. You could play 0.5 like 9 or something, you know what I'm saying, or higher than that even. But I wouldn't go under 0.75, but it's just me. I keep this on 1. Target, aim assist, leave those on, please. Vibration, turn that off right now. If you have that on, turn that off right now. It messes up your aim. Like, you don't want your controller shaking when you're trying to shoot straight. Okay, it just makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I do have these off. I do play default flipped. Flipped, it flips L2 with L1 and R2 with R1, so it's easier to click the button and push down a trigger. Pretty simple stuff. I play on a normal controller. I do hold the controller in like claw, so I gotta do a video with the claw cam, man, so people can see what I'm talking about, because all I get when I stream is people asking me, how do I hold the controller, what type of controller to use, what are my settings. So that's why I'm making this video, to show you guys my settings real quick and all this type of stuff, and also how to get better at the game. But I do play on a normal controller and I play claw. The best way to explain claw is with my right hand, my pointer finger, so like my is it your index finger? I think it is, right? Anyways, I click X, square, triangle, and circle with my pointer finger. So this way I could click X, for example, and I could still move the right analog and aim while I'm jumping or aim while I'm sliding, and pretty much it just makes you better. It's like having paddles but not having to actually use paddles. So that's the idea of it. You can also play stick and move and stuff like that. This is the main settings for me personally. You could always have your own stuff, but people always ask for mine, so those are mine. And I keep this on 60 off, put this on icon only. This stuff doesn't really matter though. So that's it for the settings and the class. Make sure you have the right class and the right settings. So now let's actually get into like moving around and playing the actual game. So other than your shot, your movement is just as important as if you can shoot straight. So people think too much about aim. Obviously being able to aim and having good aim is very important, but the way you move and your movement is just as important as your aim. So your movement is really important as well. It's just as important as your aim, in my opinion. So for example, the best way to explain it is, obviously when you're shooting somebody, if they're standing still, it's easier to kill them than if they're moving left and right, if they're jumping, if they're sliding. So it works both ways. It's easier for somebody to shoot you if you're standing still, you know, because they just have to shoot straight. It's easy to shoot straight. It's hard to shoot straight when someone's moving. So that's why you gotta have your movement on point and make sure you're moving right. So I'm just talking about some things you can do when you're moving around the map. First off, how to get around faster. Make sure you use ledge slides. So if there's a ledge on something, jump up, angle yourself, and slide off. This is really hard to do, but if you get good enough, you can do it on anything. Like, that's hard because my jump didn't like charge up, because your jump has to charge up in this game sometimes. And you know, just ledge slide off of stuff just to get around super quick. Look how fast I'm getting around the map, just ledge sliding off stuff. Don't hit no burger ledge slides, hit the good ones, you know what I'm saying? Just get you around the map so quick. Like, if you know where people are, you can just hit these like over and over again, and you get around the map faster. I just burgered that one. But these are kind of hard. These are kind of high on this map. On most maps, they're a little lower than this. Like this one, I don't think I ever missed this one. Yeah, there you go. That was a bad one. You want to slide off of something. You don't want to slide on it. You want to slide off of it. So this just gets you around the map faster. So it's just a little simple thing, but more about your aim now. So that was one thing for movement. Let's talk about your aim. So this is the most important thing for aim. For me, in my opinion, is your centering. So you see the 4 things in the middle of your screen, up, down, left, and right. That's pretty much where your character is looking at all times. So you want to keep this up and keep it where you think people are going to be. So if you want to get good at a game like Call of Duty, you just have to know where people are going to be. Any multiplayer game that's a shooter, knowing where people are going to be is always going to help you, because you'll be ready and you'll be ready to shoot them and all that. So you have to know where people are going to be, honestly, and then your centering could be godlike. I feel like my centering is really good. That's why my aim is good. I know where everyone's going to be most of the time. Obviously, sometimes people play weird, but most of the time I know where people are going to be. So I always keep my centering up to where they're going to be. For example, if I'm coming around this corner, I know somebody's going to be up here. Not all the time, but I'm saying I know there could be somebody up there. So obviously, personally, I'll do this, right? But let's just say, like, theoretically, like, just go around the corner with your thing up, so once you aim in, you're aiming it at them. Like, if you're going around the corner like this and you have to snap onto them, it takes longer than if you're just doing this. You know, doing this is not as good as doing this. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys are getting what I'm trying to say. Just keep this up to where you think people are always going to be. This way you can just aim right at them. If you're going around this corner and you think somebody's up there, you don't want to go like this and then go like and have to aim up there like that. You want to just go around the corner like this and just be ready for it. I think you guys are trying to get, I think you guys understand what I'm saying now. Even if you don't get what centering is, I think you do now. I think I explained it pretty well. Just like if you know somebody's there, go around the corner ready like this. Actually, you don't want to do this. You want to ledge, you want to slide onto it like that. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's pretty much just centering. Always trying to have good centering. Good players all have good centering. Is just a very important thing. And knowing where people are going to be is just always going to make you better. And now back to movement. So the thing I talked about earlier, it's called strafing pretty much. So when you're shooting, you don't want to stand still. Like, I can't even stand still and shoot. It's like impossible for me because I strafe so much. Like with this gun, obviously you can't strafe that quick. You see, left and right, you're not going that fast. But when you're shooting someone, you don't want to. You want to move a little bit, so you're harder to shoot. That's why people like using skinnier characters, even though the hitbox might be the same. On their screen, it's just harder for them to shoot you because you're skinnier. It's just like a mind thing, pretty much like a mind game. The hitbox is really the same, but you want to move left and right when you're shooting. You never want to stand still, especially with the SOG. I wish I had that SOG out and I'd be able to show you guys a little better, but anyways, you want to move left and right when you're shooting. You don't want to stand still. Standing still is not a good thing in Call of Duty or any shooter, to be honest. So make sure you're strafing when you're shooting somebody, because you know you're just harder to shoot. So it's that simple. Like I said in the beginning, if you're harder to shoot, they're gonna hit less shots, so it gives you more time to hit your shots. That's the important thing. So let's talk about a few things in specific. So slide canceling, let's talk about that. So obviously you guys know you can slide, right? And you let it run out, it looks like that. If you just slide and you let it run out, you don't want to let your slide run out. It's super slow. It's a disadvantage. Don't do it. You want to slide and then aim into end the slide. It's called slide canceling. It's like that pretty much. And so what it does is you just slide out faster and you get out of your slide quicker. You're ready to shoot faster, and it's just an overall positive thing. So you want to make sure you're ready to slide out and cancel. You never want to slide out like this and let it run out. That's just not a good thing. Like for example, if someone's up here sitting on the head glitch, right? You don't want to slide out like this. You know what I'm saying? You want to slide out close to the corner and just be ready like that. You want to slide cancel. It's a thing all pro players do, all good players do, pubs, league play, blackout, anything. Just slide canceling is just a positive thing. Now talking about slide canceling, let's connect it with head glitching. So you want to slide cancel into a head glitch. This is really important. It abuses the cameras in the game. So like this, if you know somebody's going to be over here pretty much, you don't want to run out like this. This was good in previous years, you know, doing this was okay, but now that you could slide and the cameras in this game are pretty stupid, you could just do this. And on their screen, if they're looking there, right, on their screen, by the time you're already up and shooting at them on your screen, you're just going onto their screen. So by the time they aim in and start shooting at you, you already got like 3 bullets into them if you hit your shots. And just, it's an overpowered thing, and it's just a way to abuse the slide cancel and just always be ready for a gunfight. If someone's there, I'm going this like this the whole time. You don't want to just do this. It's not really smart unless they're close. Like if somebody's really close, doing what I just did is good, you know, especially with like a SOG. You catch them off guard, because then they have to change their aim like to over here. By that time you're already shooting them, just gotta hit your shots. But sliding into head glitches is very important. Make sure you always do that. And you saw what I just did right there, like this is another thing I want to talk about. I'm not really sure what this is called, but I know that all pro players do it, all top AM players do it, all good players do it, people who know what they're doing do it pretty much. And it's just spamming your aim, especially with the Maddox. This is what I was talking about earlier. Specifically with this gun, you want to spam your aim and over again where you think there's someone gonna come. If you think someone's coming around this corner, you just want to be spamming your aim. You're more ready for a gunfight, you'll react quicker, and it just abuses the aim assist in this game. The aim assist in this game is really strong. When you do this, you're really abusing the aim assist. Someone slides around this corner, if I'm doing that, my gun is gonna latch right onto them, and now I just gotta hit my shots. Like I said, I don't really use this gun much. I don't do this with the SOG because it just doesn't work that well. It works so good with this gun because of the quick draw 2 attachment, and I don't know if what other guns have quick draw 2. The Vapor has stock 2, not quick draw 2. Oh, the Peacekeeper has quick draw 2, but that's a pub gun, you know. But anyways, like, you want to do this with guns that have quick draw 2 because the background doesn't move, but the gun does. That's what quick draw 2 does. I made a video on that actually explaining what quick draw 2 does from about a month ago or so, and make sure you check that out. But you want to just crack aim. That's what I like to call it, but I'm not really sure if it has a name or not. Just doing this when you think somebody's going to be coming. Just be ready for gunfights more often, and your shot is just going to be better. Instead of, you know, just staying like this. If you know someone's coming around this corner, you don't want to do this because you're going to just react slower and your aim's not going to be as good. But if you're doing this, you're going to react right away, and like your shot is going to be right on them. I should have probably put on some bots to show you guys, but I think you guys know what I mean. If you watch top pros or anyone play, they all do this, and there's a reason why, you know what I'm saying. So the last thing I want to talk about is cameraing. I do this a lot. Now that's because I'm a SOG player, so I think this works better for SOGs, but honestly it works for any gun. I just think it works better for SOGs. So the best way to explain it is, instead of going around a corner like this, pre-aimed, or sliding into a corner, even though that's pretty good, cameraing is where you hit the corner like really hard, like fast, and you just get ready for a gunfight right away. So what this looks like on their screen is different than what it looks like on your screen. And you camera them on this corner, by the time you're already like on their screen, you're shooting them on your screen. It abuses the cameras in the game. That's why it's called that. So like, you just want to hit it fast like this. You see what I'm saying? You just want to hit all the corners fast. If you know someone's sitting right there, man, you just hit this thing like this. Boom. That's a free kill 100% of the time. It's always going to do it. The times are running out in the game as well. So is the video. So I think cameraing is pretty self-explanatory. You want to hit all your corners just super quick. All your corners just super quick. Be ready for gunfights. You can slide around, but I just run like this. Like I said, it works better with the SOG because I do use lightweight on it. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. And hopefully you guys are going to get better from doing these things. The game is ending right now anyways, so make sure you drop a like on the video and you sub. I give you guys the best tips I can give you to get better at the game. So make sure you drop a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.